Hello everyone and welcome to Burn Your Books, Open Your Mind. I am your friend and host BYBOYM and you are watching Foundation for NEET. We have already started the first chapter for biology in our course, that is life processes, digestion and absorption. Today we are going to begin with the ninth topic, the human alimentary canal. The human alimentary canal is part of the human digestive system. Talking about digestion, the first thing that comes to mind is food. Why food? Food is one of the basic requirements of living organisms. Whatever work we do, we need energy for that. And whatever energy we need to obtain, we need food for that. So basically, in our case, food is the basic source of energy. Does food only serves to provide energy? No. Food provides two things to us. The first, it provides smile. The second, it provides energy and raw materials. The first thing, smile, is not for education, but it's common sense. In terms of academics, you need to remember that food provides us two things. First, it provides us energy to do work. Second, it provides us with raw materials that are required for the growth and repair of tissues. You may remember that you started your life as what? You started your life as zygote, a single cell. And from that single cell, you came out as a baby. But baby needs to eat and eat and eat before they become adults. So as a baby, you first were on your mother's milk, then you moved on to eating food. Once you started eating, then real change started to happen, because when you eat in large quantities of food when you were children, you started to grow and then you finally reach your adult form. So these are the points that you need to remember about food. Now moving ahead to what food is made of, you need to remember that food contains two types of components that are present in large quantities are macro components, and they are carbohydrate, protein and lipids. And there are components that are not present in such large quantities, but they are very essential for human body. They are vitamins and minerals. So talking about macro components first, the first macro component of importance is carbohydrate. What is carbohydrates? You may remember that carbohydrates are also known as saccharides. Why they are called as saccharides? Because they taste like sugar. Not all carbohydrates taste like sugar, but they are still called as saccharides. Now, talking about carbohydrates, you may remember that carbohydrates are biomolecules. What kind of biomolecules they are? They are the kind that are made up of smaller units. So they are basically biopolymers, in a sense that they are made up of smaller monomeric units, and these monomeric units are generally glucose and fructose. You may remember that glucose is the monomeric unit, and the three kind of carbohydrates it forms are cellulose in plants, which form a part of the cell wall. Secondly, it forms starch, which is a storage polysaccharide in plants. Thirdly, from glucose you get glycogen, which is a storage polysaccharide in humans. So basically, by now you would have understood that carbohydrates are made up of smaller units. Smaller units are generally glucose and fructose. They provide energy. They provide molecules that play structural roles, and they are the quickest source of energy in our body. So now moving on to our next macronutrient. The next macronutrient is protein. What do protein do? They provide structural role, they provide functional role. You may remember that protein are the building blocks of our body, and you may also remember that proteins, they are the basically all enzymes are proteins other than ribozymes, which are made up of RNA. So all enzymes play all the part in metabolic reactions. So no metabolic reaction would happen if no enzyme is there, and all enzymes are protein except ribozymes. So basically proteins play a lot more important role, and they provide energy that is equivalent to carbohydrate. They do not provide too much energy, but this next component, lipids or fat, they provide the most energy, but they are the slowest source. Cell membrane or plasma membrane is made up of lipids. So lipids play very important role in our body. First is structural and second is for energy generation. Now moving on to other components. What are the other components other than the macro components? There are micro components. they are present in small quantities. Word vitamins comes from the word vita. Vita means vital, that is very important, without which you cannot survive. So vitamins are so important that you cannot survive without them, and minerals are of equal importance. You cannot survive without minerals. Another important but inorganic molecule is water. Water is essential for life. It is an inorganic molecule and makes up about 70% of the human body. So we need to drink a lot of water in a day to prevent dehydration. Plays important role in metabolic process. Now you need to understand that whatever food we take, it is made up of macromolecules. Carbohydrates, they are made up of smaller units, glucose and fructose. Proteins, they are made up of smaller units, that are amino acids. Lipids are in turn made of fatty acids and glycerol. So basically whatever food you eat, that needs to be digested. Digestion means breaking down of large molecules into smaller molecules. So digestion happens in the digestive cavity. So in the case of humans, the food is first needed to be broken down into smaller components. Then these smaller components, that is glucose, fructose, fatty acids, glycerol and amino acids, the absorbable form are the smaller molecules that have been formed after digestion, that are the result of digestion. Several mechanical and chemical methods are employed to achieve this. So they are saying that both mechanical as well as chemical methods would be employed to achieve digestion. Now moving on to the human digestive system, the mode of nutrition in humans. The mode of nutrition in humans is heterotrophic and holozoic. Heterotrophic means humans are dependent upon other organisms for their food. That means we eat plants and animals. We cannot make our own food, as contrast to the autotrophs that we studied about in the earlier videos. The mode of nutrition in humans is Holozoic. Holozoic mode of nutrition is when an organism ingests another organism or food particle completely. So in the case of humans, the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic and holozoic. We have a specialized system in our body which is known as the human digestive system. So digestion in humans occurs in human digestive system. The human digestive system is made up of two parts. The first part is the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal is a long tube starting from the mouth and ending at the anus. And the second component are the associative digestive glands. These are your salivary glands, your liver, gallbladder and the pancreas. They play an important role in digestion as they aid in digestion. They help in digestion. Directly they are not related, but without them digestion cannot complete. Now we are going to talk about the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal is a very long tube, and in higher organisms it shows regional differentiation. Sir, what is regional differentiation? Regional differentiation means different parts of your alimentary canal are specialized to perform different functions. So esophagus will have a specific function, stomach will have a different function, small intestine will have a different function, anus is having a different function. So in other terms you can say that there is a physiological division in the case of alimentary canal in the case of higher animals. Now we are going to talk about the alimentary canal. What is the alimentary canal? The alimentary canal is a very long tube. It starts with your mouth and ends at the anus. So basically this long tube is what gives humans the tube within tube body plan that you might have studied about in diversity. The first structure is mouth. The first structure or the beginning of your alimentary canal is the mouth. Followed by the mouth is oral cavity or buccal cavity. Then the food will reach pharynx, then esophagus, and then it would reach stomach. You might remember that stomach is the organ where real digestion begins. After stomach, food will reach small intestine. The small intestine is quite curvy to increase the surface area for absorption. After small intestine, the food will enter large intestine, and after large intestine it will exit through the anus. So this long tube is your alimentary canal, and these are the 8 different regions of the alimentary canal. I hope you understood the video and enjoyed the video. You are watching Burn Your Books, Open Your Mind.